Welcome, everybody, to Stefano's Magic, where every episode is a journey into the enchanting world of Disney. I'm Anthony.
And I'm Nicole.
And we are back from our 2-day vacation. And it was
2
amazing. 36 hours.
Well, I don't even know if it was that much.
It was about 36 hours.
Yeah.
And we got a lot done. We got some vlogs up, guys. If you're on our YouTube, check them out. We have 2 vlogs up. We have another one coming up. But next week, 2 weeks from now, Emma from All Ears gets on Creator's Corner. We cannot wait. And then right after that, you'll see our Narcoossee's vlog and the Enchanted Rose, which I can't say enough good things about the Enchanted Rose.
Oh, my God. The vibes at the Enchanted Rose, I don't know what took us so long to get there. And I feel like I hadn't heard like so many people saying anything about it.
And now
right?
I feel like it's all over the place.
Right.
Like you hear nobody talking about it. And now all of a sudden I'm seeing it like all over. I had the best wine I've ever had there. And now it's like I'm on a search for it because I saw the bottom, like I need that. So we're on the search. We were going to get it today. We struck out. But if you guys are watching and you want to support, just hit the like, the comment, subscribe, share. We have a Patreon. The link's right here. Audio listeners, drop that 5-star review, write a review. It helps a lot. The most important thing you can do is share this. Yeah. Share this. Help us grow our Disney community. Speaking of growing, a little bit of news, I guess, is Disney agreed to spend like $20 billion in Orlando in the next like 10 to 15 years. And people are thinking a 5th park might come.
Right. So I don't know if it has anything to do with the expansion on Magic Kingdom or if it's like a whole new park. Because now I'm seeing floating rumors of a 5th park. So
a 5th park. Obviously, the headlines dominating the news. Tiana's opened for cast member previews. It was breaking down a little bit, little animatronic issues, water wires. We'll see.
Rough previews. I mean, people were stranded for hours.
This is why they do that, though.
I know.
This is why they do that. I have seen the POV rides. Shout out to a couple of park hoppers, our friends. They did an amazing 4K one. But even when I was talking to them, they said it didn't do it justice. There's so much around to see. I can't wait to go on it. Listen, I know that it's an iconic ride. I know that people don't like to change. I'm welcoming the change because my kids know Princess and the Frog. Yeah. And I love Princess and the Frog. So I think it's going to be a great ride. But this is why they do the previews, right? So they can work out these kinks.
Yeah, it'll get better in time. Like, I think the more they run it, the more people get on it, load it. Like, it's the same ride, but it's whole new technology for Disney. So
you have screens.
Yes, you just got to give it some time, work out the kinks, and it'll be better in time.
Yeah, I think it's going to be an amazing ride. It looks amazing. Everyone who's ridden it said, "Hey, it's amazing." Like, so I'm excited for it. But that's not the topic of today's show. We are now staying more deluxe lately because we have a way to stay deluxe by renting DVC points, which we'll get into later. But we are staying deluxe lately, and we just stayed moderate on our last trip. And I posed a question sometimes, is deluxe worth the money? As you know, deluxe is super expensive. Is it worth the money? We've stayed at the Polynesian, we've stayed at Saratoga, we've stayed at Animal Kingdom Lodge, we've been at Riviera, like we've stayed everywhere, not everywhere, but we've stayed a lot to kind of know, is it worth it? Now, before we get into pros and cons, what do you have to say about deluxes?
I love them. I think once you go deluxe, it is very hard to go back to value. Moderate, I mean, it's just hard because you are so spoiled. So that's why we're going to get into the pros and cons. Yeah. I personally love it. Yeah,
I'm a fan of it. But you'll find out what ones I'm not a fan of. You'll find out why I'm not a fan of it, because everything has its good and its bad. And we're going to get into the pros and cons. Are Deluxe Resorts worth it? Right after this short break.
Okay, so we're going to get into the Deluxe Resorts. There's 13 of these. So in Disney terms, you might be thinking, what is Deluxe Resorts? If you don't know, because there's value, moderate, deluxe, which is the best of the best. You will get the most amenities with deluxe, the most restaurants, the after hour, the perks to the parks, the best. Disney's most expensive rooms.
Yes.
So there is ways
to save.
To save.
But that will be in the pros.
Right. So we're going to break down the cons first.
We're going to talk about the cons.
The cons, the biggest thing is
the price.
Like if you were going on, most people go to Disney's site first.
Mm-hmm.
Go to the Walt Disney World site and they'll see 600, 700, like for the average per night for the deluxe nights.
So a week at the Polynesian could cost you $4,200.
Right.
And that's the people go, well, Disney's really expensive. There's workarounds, which is a pro. But the con is if you don't know these workarounds and it's your family vacation and you don't know, you don't watch vlogs, you don't listen to podcasts, and you just go, all right, Disney, I want to stay deluxe. Let me go to the Polynesian. And it's $800 a night. And you're like, 6 nights, $4,800.
Right.
That's a lot of money.
And that's what we would fall victim to because we weren't, like, point systems scared us. We didn't know what to do, what these DVC points were. Nope. So we just went right to the sites.
Yeah.
And you're getting the most expensive. I mean, running through the DVC, though, you'll get like 50% off.
Yes. So another con, I think, besides the price, is that some of these resorts are outdated. So do you want to run down the list of the resorts?
Right. Okay. So you have Bay Lake Tower at Disney Contemporary. That's new.
Yes.
That's all incredible theme.
Mm-hmm.
So that's close to Magic Kingdom. Then there's Boulder Ridge Villas at Disney Wilderness Lodge, which is Fort Wilderness, which we've never stayed there.
No, want to.
But people say the amenities there are great. Geyser Point, Snow White, well, there's Copper Creek Villas at Cabins at Disney's Wilderness Lodge. We've never stayed there.
Mm-hmm.
But Disney's Animal Kingdom, they have Jumbo House and Kidani Village. So Jumbo House is the older one, and Kidani, I think, is the updated one, or vice versa.
I think it's vice versa, but we love Jumbo. We have a vlog
maybe
on
Jumbo's
Jumbo.
new and Kidani's old. Young. Yeah. I don't know.
It doesn't matter.
The rooms kind of look the same, but
and the vibe's the same, and we love the Jumbo House.
Right, and Disney's Beach Club Villas, I think, are they due for a refurb, or they just have one? I know the pool Stormalong Bay is going.
The pool's getting refurbed.
Disney Boardwalk Villas, like they just got an upgrade. Yep. So they're Epcot based. Disney Old Key West Resort, first Disney resort there was for DVC members. So that's the oldest one. No updates there. Disney Polynesian Villas and Bungalows.
They're just getting a new DVC tower, which is unbelievable.
Riviera Resort, newest.
Probably the best, yeah.
Yeah. The Cabin Disney Fort Wilderness Resort, and they're getting a whole new camping.
Yep, all the lodges are getting replaced with more modern looking ones.
Saratoga Springs.
Yep.
And then lastly, the Creme de la Creme, Grand Floridian,
which we talked about the Enchanted Rose and the Grand Floridian. It's like I never thought I would want to stay there until we did this Narcooz. You'll see in the review in a couple weeks. We fell in love with the vibes at this place.
Like as I get older, I'm loving the vibes there.
The vibes are immaculate vibes. But when we're running down that list, like some of them, like to me, like some of these deluxe resorts are huge. Like for me, I like Saratoga. I think it's nice. I think it's too big. I think everything looks the same, and it kind of falls into a moderate type feel for me. Which is weird because Coronado Springs, which is a moderate, falls into like the deluxe kind of thing for me, right? So you have these, I would say, lower deluxe tiers.
Right.
That, if you're staying at the Polynesian, you're staying at the Contemporary, you're staying at the Grand Floridian, you're on the monorail loop. You're right at Magic Kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
That is, in my opinion, if you're staying anywhere that's deluxe, that's where I would stay.
Right. And if I think Saratoga, Old Key West, I'm thinking these are like relaxing vacations where I'm not even going to go into the park.
Yeah.
Honestly. Like there's golfing, Disney Springs. Those are quiet resorts. Yep. No Disney touches, really little Disney touches.
Yes.
And you're just relaxing.
Saratoga, I will say, is cool because you can walk over a bridge to Disney Springs.
Right.
So if you have one park day and you're going for 5 days and you want to go to the shop and you want to go golf, that's your place. Like, perfect. Yeah. Another con is some of these resorts don't have the best restaurants, right? I think food's a big thing. A pro, and I'll give you one, is that usually these deluxe resorts have amazing quick services. They have amazing restaurants in them. Again, Saratoga, Turf Club or whatever, it's not on par with the Ohanas, or you go to Grand Floridian and you have 1900 Park Fare, you have Narcoossee's.
Right. But like we were value resort people. So we
Yeah.
were used to just cafeteria. Our first Disney resort deluxe was Saratoga.
Yeah.
So we were like, oh, this is great.
Yeah.
Even just to have the extra restaurant
Yes.
was nice. But now that we stay more and more, like Polynesian is stacked with restaurants.
Yes. There's food everywhere.
Animal Kingdom, stacked with restaurants. Yep. Fort Wilderness, or is that what it's called?
Yeah, I think so.
The one with Geyser Point.
Yeah, I think so.
It has Snow White. Like they are stacked.
Yeah.
With amenities. Like
yes.
Sometimes you don't even have to.
But here's a con of that too. Sometimes even if you're staying at some of these places like the Polynesian, you can't get into those restaurants.
Right.
Right. Yeah. Narcoossee's, if you're staying at Grand Floridian, you might not get in Narcoossee's because that is a con because these places are so popular. Their food is so good that people like us who aren't staying at that resort are booking to go there to eat. Mm-hmm. So just because you're staying there doesn't mean you're getting that restaurant, which to me, I think you should have first shot at it. I know it opens for 6 months for 6 months out for everyone, right?
Right.
But if I'm staying at the Grand Floridian, I should get a month before anyone can book there.
Like how they do on cruise booking. The more you cruise, the quicker you can book something. I agree. I think if you're staying at Poly Grand or Contemporary or any other deluxe, like you should have a go ahead before some of the outer people, I guess.
Yeah. So I'd say the price, the popularity, the size.
I think another thing too, the transportation. Like Saratoga is only bus.
And you're in Disney Springs, so you're away from everything.
Yeah. Animal Kingdom Lodge. Love it. Only bus. In an Animal Kingdom Lodge, you are far from everything. 15 minutes just to get to Magic Kingdom.
Yeah. And that's a long bus ride for Disney.
It is beautiful, but that is a huge con for me. Like I want to put it up there in my top 3, but I just can't because of that.
Because of how far it is.
Right. Like I don't go there just to like.
See, Boma might make it move up for me because Boma is the best breakfast I've ever had on property.
They are stacked with food. Jico, Sanaa, Boma, like they are.
And the vibes there are amazing. Like this will fall into pros, right? But we stayed there, and while our biggest worry was, is it going to smell like Animal Kingdom? It didn't. Yeah. The scents that they use or whatever smelled great. We could see giraffes out the window. We're sitting there having coffee. There's a giraffe right there. Mm-hmm. You can't get that anywhere else. I would say though, the bus system killed it for me. Right. Because when I'm staying deluxe, I feel like it should have an amenity where it's not just buses, right? Because I can stay at a value and get a Skyliner, which is an amazing form of transportation to get to 2 of your 4 parks.
Right. And you stay at Pop. You could pop over to Caribbean Beach or Riviera. Yeah. Like you have a lot of options with the Skyliner loop. Yep.
Yeah. And so like having that Skyliner is very cool. And you're at a value resort. So you're not paying $500 a night. You're paying maybe $200 a night. Mm-hmm. And you have one of the best forms of transportation, one of the quickest forms of transportation to 2 of the parks. I just feel like that's what lacks for me.
But remember how nervous we were to stay at Animal Kingdom? We booked Boma, and they're saying it's like African spices and cuisine, and we had never had that. Remember how nervous we were to try that kind of cuisine and how it's like one of my favorite. I think it might be my favorite my favorite breakfast buffet.
Yeah, it is the best breakfast buffet in Disney.
So good. The African, the mustard sauce.
Oh, it was amazing.
It was amazing.
It was unbelievable. It was unreal. That was great. But I think that's pretty much all the cons. I don't see there being a lot of cons of staying deluxe. I would say the size, the transportation, the popularity, and obviously the cost. But after this short break, we're going to tell you how to offset that cost and make it a little bit more affordable for your wallet so maybe you can stay deluxe.
So we're going to get into the pros, or you want to get into like the point system?
We can get into the point system first because I think this is the biggest pro of staying deluxe is now that we know DVC rental points.
Yes. And there's multiple sites like David's Rental Club, DVC Rental. You can rent these points for possibly 50% cheaper.
Like so that $800 room now becomes $400.
Right. You're running through a third party. So you are running through a person that can't use their points for the year. Mm-hmm. And they're willing to sell them to you for probably like $15, $16 a point.
Yes. And like,
or maybe 20.
For instance, like what did our poly cost? What, 190 points? Mm-hmm. So
right. And however much they're selling your point for is what you will pay.
Yeah. So there's a point system. it explains it on the website.
Yeah.
But this is how you can stay almost like at a deluxe for maybe at a moderate price. And I think that's amazing because you can see for yourself how the amenities are different and how you have that deluxe feel. Like, to me, sitting at the Polynesian pool is 100% different than sitting at Pop Century's pool, right?
Yeah.
Or All Stars. And I'm not saying they're bad resorts. They have charming features. They're very Disney-esque. But Poly feels like a vacation. It feels away from the park, even though you can see the castle.
Right. It truly does feel like a vacation. I think it's 100% worth it if you can swing it. Like,
yes.
You know, if you have a 7-day vacation and you want resort days, sitting at that pool is better than sitting at Pop Century pool.
Yeah, I also think it's what kind of people you are. If you're someone who is going to be in the park for 10, 11 hours a day and it's just to lay your head down, by all means, All-Star Resort it up. Like, do it. $160, do it, right? But if you're someone who wants to vacay, right, and sit there and have a drink and enjoy a restaurant and do all this stuff and kind of just vibe out and not, get into the Disney marathon of running around, Deluxe is probably more your speed because it does separate it a little bit to make it feel like more of a vacation. A vacation sprinkled with a theme park, not a theme park sprinkled with a vacation.
Right. And we've been on both ends where we were the people that rope dropped to park closed, had no breaks, didn't go back to our resort at all. We just went back to sleep. So we were fine with value. And then as we dabbled into the deluxe, we're like, hey, let's rope drop. Then let's go back into the pool. Like, let's go check out the resort. Let's enjoy the resort and then go back in later for but then you stay a Poly and you don't even have to go back in. You can see the fireworks from the beach.
Yep.
Like, it's just a different feel. The vibe is different. It all depends how you want a vacation.
Yeah. And if you want to feel like you're in Disney, you want to feel like you're there, you want to see everything Disney, I suggest value because it's more Disney themed. Another pro about these deluxe resorts is a lot of them have lounges. And the lounges are something that nobody really talked about when you're talking about Disney vacation. Now, this is more for the adults. You don't see a lot of kiddos there, but this is something I wish we would have known sooner. These lounges are amazing. They have amazing food, amazing wine, amazing vibes. And I think it just, again, it makes you feel away. It makes you like, we went to the Enchanted Rose. It is very subtly Beauty and the Beast themed.
Right. It's very limited theming, but it is so beautifully touched. Like, just a little chip here, little rose on the back of the chair. Like, it is beautiful. The music is beautiful. Like, they nail their lounges.
Yes, they nail their lounges.
To make them feel like Disney adult vibes, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you don't even have to be a Disney lover to appreciate their lounges.
And I think that's what's important with the Deluxe.
The drinks, man, that you get at Deluxe are that espresso martini I had in the Grand Floridian. Best one I've ever had.
Yeah, it was delicious. I found my favorite wine. The Poly, they have Dole Whip there. So all the frozen drinks have Dole Whip.
Yeah.
I was in heaven. Like, I was like, this one. So Deluxe offers more features. The pulled pork nachos at Poly. Right. It is the best quick service meal you will have. Yeah. I promise you, the best you'll have. And that's something you can't get at Pop.
Right.
And that's why it's elevated a little bit. The service is elevated a little bit. The feel, I will say, the Deluxe resorts are more quiet. So if you want to sleep, you want to have a vacation where you do sleep in, these value resorts are very stacked on top of each other. So the walls are super thin. You can hear everything. A person unlocks their door 10 doors down, you hear it. The Poly did not hear a thing.
Right. Yeah.
Nothing. So that is another pro. I just think personally for me, I love the amenities that the monorail loop, has. But now getting ready to stay at the Riviera, we do get the Skyliner. We do get a lounge, and we do stay where our favorite restaurant is, Topolino's.
Right.
Which is the best breakfast and the best dinner in Disney's property, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So I think that's another, you don't have to travel far. If you stay there and you get it, you go, okay, we're going to have a resort day. You don't have to leave because the food's amazing there. From the quick service to the lounge to the meal.
Exactly. Like, we dabbled into the Magic Kingdom resorts. So now we're going to dabble into the like Epcot based resorts.
Yep.
And we haven't stayed in any of them. We're staying at Boardwalk and the Riviera. So who knows? Like that might swing out. I mean, that's Skyliner. But like you're staying at the Boardwalk or Beach Club, you can walk in to either Hollywood Studios or Epcot.
Yeah.
Like that's huge perks. Like, and people love the Boardwalk.
Yes, legit. We have a boardwalk at home, so it doesn't like thrill us like it does other people.
It is
right?
beautiful though.
It is gorgeous, and at night it's beautiful. But like you said, my favorite thing is we can go to Flying Fish. We can be in Epcot, walk to Flying Fish, best steak in Disney, and walk back out, right back to Epcot.
Mm-hmm.
And we did that. And I think that is something that, you know, being able to walk to a resort, you can walk to Magic Kingdom from the Grand Flow.
Right.
I mean, the Polynesian's a little bit of a walk, but you can walk.
Mm-hmm.
You can walk to the parks. That itself is like, if you don't want to wait, if you want to get your morning exercise in, I'm going to walk to Magic Kingdom. It's
like
pretty cool.
Yeah, imagine you're staying at Grand Floridian. You're just like, oh, I just want to pop in, ride Big Thunder real quick, get a Dole Whip, go back. Like you can do that.
Yep.
Like walk.
Yep. It took us like 4 minutes to get from Polynesian to the Magic Kingdom. 4 minutes. Like, and you know, while the monorail smells like a haystack to me, I do think it's my favorite form of transportation because it's the quickest and it's never super filled. You get on these buses at these deluxe or at the moderate resorts and at the value resorts because they are more populated, they're more crowded, they're more affordable. You have to stand a lot.
Yeah, you are.
And after a 12-hour park day, do you want to stand on a bus that's shifting you around, falling on strangers?
And they're freezing.
And they are freezing. They are freezing. Any more pros that you can think of?
Let's see. The food. Oh, you know, I don't know. Like everyone knows Disney smells are the best, but the deluxe resort smells that they pipe in, I love them.
They're different.
They hit different. Like every Polynesian smells a little beachy, like Beach Club beachy. Grand Floridian smelled like they just have certain smells, and I love that.
But what I will say is some of them aren't worth it. Like you have to do your research on it. I don't think Saratoga's worth a deluxe resort. Mm-hmm. I don't. I would rather stay at Coronado.
You know, if you have a bachelorette group, if you want to go to Saratoga and you want to go golfing,
Disney Springs,
and like do that kind of thing, like chill. Yeah. But I don't suggest it for a park. Like if you're going to the parks, you know.
And I will say the one thing I do like about the pools too, at some of these deluxe resorts, the quiet pools,
hot tubs
have these giant hot tubs, which is unbelievable for someone with a bad back.
After a park day, like I craved going into the hot tub, and I was like, "Oh, this feels so good."
So we want to know what you think. Do you think are you pro deluxe? Are you no deluxe?
Yeah.
Leave a comment below. Let us know, and we'll be right back to end things off. So we actually ran a poll on our Instagram. Are deluxe resorts worth it? What do you think? What do you think? Like the numbers were?
Like 80-20. Yeah, I think people are in favor of them.
It was 33 yeses and 9 nos. Mm-hmm. So people that have stayed deluxe want to stay deluxe, and I don't blame them. I do think there are great moderate resorts. I do think that there are great value resorts. I do think there are not so great deluxe resorts. Don't let people guide your opinion. Make your own opinion with how you travel, what type of vacation you want, how many kids you have, what you can afford is the most important.
And I think what park you're going to prioritize.
Yes.
For deluxe. Like if you are splurging on deluxe, stay at a park. Stay to a park that you're going to be in maybe 2 times.
Yes.
Because that's like different.
I also think that with, traveling there, if you are trying to spend more money on experiences, character dining, more park days, and you don't care about the room, the value resort is made for that. When we do content trips a lot, we do value resorts because we know it's 2 or 3 days and we're shotgunning, right? When we can't rent DVC, we're shotgunning those 3 days. Yeah. So give me the $150 room. I don't care because I don't need any of the amenities because I'm going to be in the park all day. It saves you money to have a nice dinner. You take that $350 more that you'd pay for the Poly, that's 1 or 2 dinners in Disney. You times that by 5, it could make your vacation a little bit more magical budget-wise.
Totally.
So it all kind of plays with each other. Before we get out of here, you just said something that was very interesting. Disney uploaded
the Island Tower, the new Poly Towers.
Yep.
And that they don't open till December. So like we've only seen from Disney Parks showing us clips.
Listen, we're vloggers, right?
Mm-hmm.
You think Disney's trying to get ahead of the vloggers now?
Mm-hmm.
Because they've done it multiple times with Tiana now.
Look out. They're dabbling into that YouTube world, and I think they're trying.
And listen,
which they
good
should.
for them.
They sponsor a lot of stuff that these vloggers get to do.
So they should be able to do it too, and it could be professionally shot. I don't watch vlogs for the professional shots. I watch vlogs for the personality. Yeah. I watch Nate for his personality. I watch Tracker for his personality. Molly for info. All Ears for their fun games and info. Mm-hmm. I watch them all because they all bring something different to the table. I don't think it's going to catch on for Disney, but I do think they'll get a ton of views. And I think it is great because people that don't watch vlogs, that are just trying to get info, no offense to us, don't have to sit through us talking about other stuff. They can see it just like that.
And especially when the booking just opened for this, they're going to get a whole room tour out before anybody can see it till December.
Yeah.
Smart.
But do you get what I'm saying? Is like, there's great vloggers. There's amateur vloggers. We're rookie vloggers. Like, Disney's going to shoot it better, explain it better than us. Ours is going to have a little bit more personality. Mm-hmm. But if you're just looking to travel and you just want to see that one vlog and it's sponsored by Disney, you're going to, Disney Parks put this up. I'm watching it.
Yeah.
So that's just an interesting thing. But if you want to support our vlog, we have a couple new ones up and a new one dropping. Just stay here on YouTube. If you're listening to audio, hop on over to YouTube, subscribe, share, comment, like. In 2 weeks, we will be dropping the interview with Emma from All Ears. We're super, super excited about that one. After that, the Narcoossee's review. And then we go back July to August to shoot something. I have a fun series that we will be announcing very shortly. It's something different that I haven't really seen on YouTube.
Yeah.
And it's going to be something fun about one of our favorite parks. So I can't wait.
Always thinking over there. Always creating.
Always trying to create something. If you do want to support us, we have a Patreon. And that's it. I just keep supporting.
Wait, I did just think of one pro.
Oh.
This is totally gone. I know.
At the buzzer.
At the buzzer. But the pro with Deluxe, they do offer extended evening hours.
Yeah.
So you'll get the park from 9 to 11 for Epcot one night, 10 to midnight for Magic Kingdom. So that's a huge perk too.
It is a perk.
I had to pop that in.
Pop that in at the buzzer. Guys, subscribe, comment, share, do all that good stuff. The most important thing you could do is share. Tell your Disney friends about us. We really appreciate it. Feels good being back behind the mic and out of the Florida heat in the air conditioning recording. Nicole's like, no, I want to be in the sun. That's fine. But yeah, guys, if you also want more of your favorite creators on Creators Corner, make sure you tag them and stuff because we're trying to get some guests. We have some open slots through summer. Summer's definitely the hardest month to book because especially with the cruises and all that happening.
Right.
Content creators are booked, but we will interview smaller content creators, bigger content creators. We just want to make friends in the Disney community and shed the light about what goes on behind the scenes of the magical content. But thank you guys so much. And
keep on dreaming.
She forgot it. Keep believing in magic. And she made that up too. Can you believe it?